400 years after Tiber Septim's reign, the beginning will meet the end, and the bloody circle will close in the Empire of Tamriel. The unworthy heirs of the Septim dynasty have allowed the bonds of the Empire to weaken and crack. Uriel Septim the Seventh cannot repair what his ancestors ignored. The provinces fight among themselves like neglected children, drunk with rebellion, and one indomitable power hides itself, but not forever.
My liege, you summoned this one?
Excuse the gloom, but none may know of this meeting. The nature of my trouble is darker still. Over a year ago, King Lysandus of Daggerfall died honorably on the field of battle. He was as loyal a subject, ally, and friend as you are. I did grieve for him, but his spirit does not rest. With a spectral army, he haunts his former kingdom, crying for revenge. I do not know why a good and loyal man would be so cursed.
Fascinating.
Perhaps you can find the answer and close the marble jaws of oblivion, bringing peace to his soul. I ask this as your emperor and your friend. I have one lesser request.
Yes, my liege.
Several years ago, I wrote a letter to the Queen of Daggerfall. It never arrived. The letter was of a sentimental and personal nature. If you find and destroy that letter, I will be grateful. Now, my champion, rest well this night, for tomorrow you sail for the kingdom of Daggerfall.
You wake and look around the room. Some hours ago you were in a boat en route to Daggerfall, when a storm of supernatural strength boiled over the Iliac Bay like a malefic creature. Your boat was destroyed, but you managed to swim through the churning water to a promontory rock. There you found a cave and escaped the fury of the storm. You had only just lit a small fire when a mudslide sealed you within. Your fear of being buried alive calmed when you saw the corridor leading out of the cavern. Perhaps there is a way out of this cave after all. Once free of the cave, you can begin the Emperor's quest. Well, this is not off to a great start. This one's fur is soaked through. And that storm... There's something in the air. It's magic. Is that... Yes, I've heard stories of the Maurmur along the coast of my homeland, which is far, far away. But they would conjure storms with magic, and No, there's no Maurmur anywhere near here. At least this one doesn't think so. Well, no going back out that way. What does this one have? Yes, good. Still have my dagger. Reward from the Emperor for, unmasking a Tharnite Daedra imposter. I I'm surprised no one else managed to sniff him out. The aura of magic around him it smelled funny. Then again, he was posing as a nobleman, and this one has never been great with formal etiquette. Perhaps others noticed and thought it would be impolite to mention. And yes, books. Very good, very good. I am glad those survived the storm, especially this one. Now that this one is in the Iliac Bay, Manoja-ko would benefit from knowing the local culture and customs. Assuming, of course, I make it out of here. Yes, squeaky little vermin. This one is not much of a fighter, but a dagger made of God's blood? Well, that should make things easier. What was that? That growling? Oh, that is an imp. Aha! This one has no need of it. Ooh. Fairy dragon scales, perhaps this one could sell them. They are not of tremendous value, but they are rare. And this one had more money with her, and I think the ship, so any little bit could help. This one should rest. Get her magicka back. Yes. Much better. Very refreshed. Oh, hello! No. That is... very, very rude. And... armor, yes, this one... This one does not like to wear armor. Oh! A long shirt, yes. This one was... not properly dressed when the storm hit. And... it is cold in High Rock, yes? Is that right? Yes. Yes, that's right. And so... a long sleeve shirt... is probably a good idea. This architecture. This is old. This is... no, this is... After the Reman dynasty. But... yes, before Tiber. One wonders. Perhaps it was a Perhaps a fortress of the Daggerfall Covenant during the Three Banners War. Now turned to a outlaw's den full of ruffians. Yes, probably not a good idea to go barefoot. If nothing else, this one's paws were getting rather grimy. Oh. This one must rest again. This one must take her time. Some sort of storage room? Yes. Yes, we're by the coast. So this must be some sort of smuggler's den. A bear! There's a bear in the closet. Why is there a bear in the closet? Who puts bears in a closet? This is dangerous. Oh, hello? Must curl into a corner and tend my wounds. Well, this one is getting more practice fighting with a knife than I ever had before. I've fought vermins in wildlife. Ah! This one is not very good at it. Yes, it was always my big sister Jaranir was the fighter. You cannot teach Manoja-ko to use weapons because she uses no weapons herself. She is a big and fearsome Sanchrat. Fights using fang and claw. When fighting needs to be done, she is the sweetest, fuzziest, friendliest person you will ever meet. If you do not threaten her village. She's very nice. I am very lucky to have her as a big sister. I shall miss her during this time away from home. A book. Yes, perhaps now is not truly the best time to be reading. Oh, and such a long story as well. This one will read that. This one needs to rest anyway. and it can only be good to learn of this new land. This one has decided to first read her holidays book. It seems more immediately useful. At least, yes, as a visitor to the Iliac Bay. The region of the Iliac Bay has a rich history, and, not surprisingly, a number of holidays unique to it because of this history. The Breton and the Redguard cultures have many similarities, but just as many distinctions. An analysis of the holidays is one way to study the people. Yes, people are one of the things Manoja-ko has not been so great at studying. Any schoolchild could tell you the Redguards are a relatively new culture to Tamriel. Yes, this one knew that. Their arrival from their homeland is actually well recorded, though it occurred several thousand years ago. In the 808th year of the First Era, Hammerfell was a great desert encompassed by almost impassable mountains, unclaimed and unwanted. Many of the holidays extant in modern Hammerfell seem to be direct translations of older Redguard festivals before their migration to Tamriel. The orgiastic seasonal celebrations seem unusual in a province with few changes in the weather from month to month. Yet, on the 28th of Sun's Dawn, the Redguards of the Banthan Jungle celebrate Adoros Now. This one hopes she is pronouncing that right. To relieve the wintertide lethargy. On the 1st of mid-year, the people of Abibangora celebrate Drich Rizimb in honor of the sun, which no normal Redguard worships in this day. Similarly, on the 29th of Sun's Height, the festival in the desert called Fiery Night seems almost perverse in such an environment. The Komu Alazeri on the 11th of Last Seed in Sentinel has been translated as a harvest thanksgiving, though many scholars have suggested that it was once a springtide holiday. Similarly, the Feast of the Tiger in the Bantha on the 14th of Last Seed was probably once a religious holiday to a tiger god instead of a thanksgiving. Other old Redguard holidays have either been acknowledged as a part of the old culture or adjusted to fit with the climate of Hammerfell. The Serpent's Dance, for example, of Satakalam, is patently an old festival honoring a serpent god of the homeland who evidently did not survive the journey to Hammerfell. Oh yes, this is interesting. This one has read a little of Satakal, the Yokudan serpent god, and this one is no theologist, but there was some suggestion that Satakal might be a variation of Alkosh, the famous dragon god, who the Imperials call Akatosh and the Nords call Alduin, and the Elves call Ariel. This one is easily distracted. Where was I? Serpent god of the homeland who evidently did not survive the journey to Hammerfell. The significance of the date, the 3rd of Sun's Dusk, has been lost with the serpent priests. Baranth Do on the 18th of Evening Star and Chil'a on the 24th of the same month are both New Year's festivals. Most likely they have been moved from their original dates to correspond with the notion of the year defined in Tamriel. The Bretons have been in Tamriel since before recorded history. Their holidays have remained almost unchanged since primitive times, though new holidays have been created to replace those which have lost popularity. The oldest holidays still observed in High Rock must include Waking Day on the 18th of Morning Star, when the people of the Yarth Burrowland wake the spirits of nature after the winter, very nearly in the tradition of their more reverential ancestors. Flower Day, held on the 25th of First Seed in the smaller villages of High Rock, is most likely just as old or older. The old cult of the flower is also remembered as Gartide in the Tamarlin Point on the 1st of Rain's Hand. Daggerfall's Day of the Dead on the 13th of Rain's Hand suggests the ancestor worship that marked the Breton religion of antiquity. Finally, the ancient goddesses of the moons, Secunda. I can never remember which one the Imperials call which. Is Secunda Jode? Or Joan? This one should remember that. This one should take better note of that. The moons are very important. But this one can never remember which the Imperials call which. It is remembered on the Moon Festival in Glenumbra Moors on the 8th of Sun's Dusk, just as the nights begin to grow longer. The more recently created holidays of High Rock are those like Tibadetha, Tiber's Day, celebrated every 24th of mid-year in honor of Alcair's most famous son, Tiber Septim. Likewise, Othroctide, on the 5th of Sun's Dawn, is held in honor of the first and most illustrious Baron of Dwynwen. In quite extreme contrast, Moroc's Day, on the 9th of Second Seed, is a solemn holiday, immortalizing the lessons of the equally solemn First Era prophet Morok. My favorite of the modern Breton festivals has to be Mad Pelagius, held in mock honor of the most eccentric of the Septim Emperors. Pelagius was, after all, a prince of Wayrest, before he became King of Solitude and then Emperor of Tamriel. The Bretons like to boast that it was his time in High Rock that drove him mad. Yes, fascinating! Oh, how exciting to learn of all this. This is an empty room. Manoja-ko has scarcely ventured outside of Tenmar before, and now to have visited the Imperial City, and oh, I can't wait to explore High Rock and Hammerfell, these strange and exotic lands. Again, assuming I don't die in this dungeon. And you? That is... Oh. Someone has not studied necromancy closely. But the craftsmanship holding those bones together, that was some fine magic. Almost ashamed to dismantle it. Almost. This is quite a magnificent hall. This one wonders what it was used for. Some sort of throne room, clearly. Yes, this must have been... Oh! Yeah. This must have been something far more regal than a smuggler's den back in its day. Is this man the one who made the walking bones? There's lots of not walking bones. Oh. Again. Manoja-ko must rest. This one hopes she finds her way out soon. I'm starting to get hungry. I have rations, but they're running out. This one really needs to practice that healing spell more. I can mend cuts and scrapes, but not... Not much more than that. Here. And up here we have... another rat. Yes, this one is, doesn't exactly know how to pick locks. It's worth a try, though. I've read about it. It involves, jamming a pin or small object into the lock and shimmying it around a bit. Or you could just, wrestle the lock off the somewhat old and rotted wood. No, please do not shoot at this one. Oh, there's another. Huh. Oh. Oh, a Daedra's heart. Yes, that can be sold for quite a lot, actually. And a book, Invocation of Azur. Azura is one of the gods, one of the Daedra princes, yes. She is... Twilight. Dawn and Dusk. One of the less troublesome of the Daedra princes. Though that is not a very high bar. The Daedra princes are those like, like Meruns, the, Prince of Destruction, who is as troublesome and destructive and disruptive as a kitten, which is to say very, very troublesome and disruptive. This looks like the way out. And this one is free.